Hi everybody, it's Christina and today we're here with another easel card. Now this one it's still a triple card and it's still twisted and this one's done with balloons, but the next one we're going to do it with stars. So I have to create some paper to go with this, and the stars that I'm going to use are any that I can find. So I'm taking the stars and the candles from this one, and I've taken the star from this one. So for this card I've used these three colours, I've smooshed them on, then over the top I've stamped this stamp and I've sprinkled it with silver embossing powder, and then once that was all dry I've used this stamp and the chipped sapphire to go in and do the darker colours, and that's given me a piece of paper that looks like this. Now this will cover my base card and my easel parts. So for my base card I have a 5x7 piece of card. Then for another layer I have cut one at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Fold that in half and find the centre. Then from the centre line, from that centre mark down to each of these scored edges, you're going to score again, and that will give you a piece of card that looks like that. Now that's going to sit on there. And then you want two pieces this wide, so that's 6 3/4 by 2 1/4, and they're going to sit there. Now you need to score these opposite, so for the one that's going on the right hand side you need to score it from the top left to the bottom right, and from the one that's sitting on the left you need to score it from the top right down to the bottom left, and that will give you two folds that will go that way. Now you could, if you wanted to, do it this way around, in which case you would score it the same as that one. So these pieces now are going to get fastened onto this, and it's only a panel, it's a 5x7 panel. So you need to put them on there with just a small border around the edge, and then you're going to butt these up to it. So they need to be up there, and again just leave that small border around the edge, and you're going to do that with both of them. Put these two together, put them up to this panel, leave that small border around the edge. So once you have these fastened in place, you can open it out and you can lay your new piece of patterned paper into the centre, and you can make small marks. That will fit on this panel here, and it will hide all these joins. And once you've cut that, you can glue that in place, and that's the inside of your card done. Just make sure that all these fold up again. Now with all the paper that you have left, you're going to fill out these other panels. So this one was 6 3/4 by 2 1/4. So you need to cut this down to 6 1/2 by 2. And that's going to get glued in there. So once you've glued that in place, you're going to refold the score lines that you made and burnish them. And once you've got those pieces, you're going to cut them in half. Now you're going to put one on the bottom, the piece that fits, but this piece will not fit over there, so you'll have to cut another one and add that to that corner there, and then these two pieces can be saved for another card. So now these flaps measure 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, so you need a piece of this at 3 by 2. So you can either just measure it on your trimmer, or you can simply do it this way. Now once you cut that, that will give you the panel for that, which is what I've done there. And then once you've glued that in place, you can simply score the fold and reinforce it. So that now gives you all the flaps on your card done. Once this is in place, that's them all done. And they all need stops to keep them open. It's also decorated inside. So now I'm having a rummage through all my bit books to see what I've got that matches, and you know, I have had these jewels and little things. I've had these for years, but I knew that at some point they would come in handy. So I'm looking now for 3 or 4 that all match the same, and then I can add these to my card. Now I'm not so sure about these, but I do like these. Now you can either have 1 or 2 there to hold those stops open, or you can put 1 in the middle that will hold both sides open together, and then you need 2 more to hold the back ones open. So you need to make sure that they will fit on there and hold those stops, those folds in place. So at the moment these are looking favourites. So there it is with all my glittery stops in place, and that will still fold down for you to send. Now I've added these with foam pads underneath to raise them up so that they will keep these flaps in place, but to decorate it I'm going to fold them down, and I've cut all my silver bits from the packs that I showed you. This is a really old Spellbinders die, and this is some from my own collection, and this is the Star Candles Festive Portals. So I've cut my candles. Now as long as they don't overhang the top of this card, they will be fine. So I can't put them on there because although they will stand up nicely on the flap, they will go over the top of the card. On this it doesn't matter because they will be still inside the card itself. So I'm going to put these on here, and I've cut them 4 times and glued them all together. So I'm going to have 2 of the taller ones there and the shorter one along there. So I'll glue those in place and then I'll come back and we'll do the rest. So to decorate my card I've used one of the little corner ones on the inside in there. I'm going to add this one to the inside on the bottom. We'll just add a little bit of glue along there and down the tails, so we can pop him on the inside in there. Make sure that the star is the right way up, and that can go in there. On the front of it I've added 3 sizes of stars, and as long as they don't come over the top of the card, that's fine. So on this side now we can add some more of the little stars. I've added a really old Spellbinders die there, and on these panels I'm going to put some more of these little corner pieces and some smaller stars on this back piece. So there's my card all decorated up, and the stars that I've got left I can save for another panel. I've decorated the back as well with some more stars, and that will all fold flat, ready to go into an envelope or a box, whichever you prefer. But that's another style of easel card for you to add to your repertoire. You could, if you wanted to, add Merry Christmas to the front of your flaps there, or you could use it as a winter birthday card. It's entirely up to you. This is the other one that I've done, and I've done this with balloons, and that's also got the little gemstones for stops. I've added glossy accents and some glitter to the balloons just to make them glittery, and that's also now ready to send. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one, and why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.